all Washington state constituents are struggling right now. We have some of the highest cost of living in all of the nation, and pretty much every category, gas, groceries, rent, insurance, childcare, everything seems to be broken. And you're right that this was totally predictable. We've been predicting it all along. It's not a surprise, but the devastation continues. So, what I think is important for people to know is we still have growing revenue. The spending is just outpacing dramatically that growing revenue, and it's just not growing as fast as it was in the past. And we see some pretty big alarm bells going off. Washington State has a spending problem, not a revenue problem. That's number one thing to understand. But we're seeing a vast decline in home permits and other things, sales and B&O tax, and also in our industries, we're seeing zero job growth in 2026. Zero. I mean, that is a historical low. That is a concern. And now Moody's is even analyzing us and saying that we're one of a few states that are near or in a recession. And I contend that that is a recession that was built by the hands of lawmakers in Olympia, not at the federal level. We raised the largest tax increases in state history, and it did nothing. It did nothing but hurt people. And now we find ourselves looking at least $1 billion to $3 billion of a deficit once again going into the next session. And we haven't even updated some of the caseload counts and all the other things that will be updated later on. So tough decisions will have to be made. And I think from my point of view, we have to be able to cut the wasteful spending and no new taxes, because we have officially hit the Laffer curve. And what that is when you've taxed too much, you start seeing diminishing returns. And the two industries where we see the lowest amount of job growth, or actually job contraction, is manufacturing and construction. And we're in the middle of a housing crisis. And so that's very bad news. A lot of different decisions have to be made in the legislature. A whole different ideology has to take place in the legislature next session. And what it seems like right now is that we're careening towards a socialist economic policy that is harming not just people at their kitchen tables at home and families, but it's harming businesses and small businesses and the people who need us the most when we cut essential services to be able to fill a budget deficit that was created by pure budget negligence.